Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite bread recipes of all time. These are vegan, gluten-free, high-protein, fermented lentil flatbreads. This is a common food that originates from southern India called a dosa, and you've probably had them at Indian food restaurants before. It's a super easy fermented bread that only requires 3 ingredients and absolutely no yeast. If you're looking for a gluten-free, tangy flatbread alternative, this will be your new addiction. To start out, you'll need some rice and lentils. I'm using a classic dosa grain, idli rice, and urad dal. You can actually use any grain or rice for this, including millet or oats, and you'll need any type of lentil. Idli rice is a parboiled rice prepared specifically for dosa making, and urad dal is a whole black lentil. For this recipe, I'm using 1.5 cups rice and ½ cup lentils. So this is 3 parts rice to 1 part lentils. You'll also need 1 tablespoon of whole fenugreek seeds, and you don't want to skip this ingredient. Fenugreek has the enzymes that we want to help the fermentation process. Now combine all these ingredients together in one bowl and sift through them to make sure there's no rocks or pieces of dirt. Now give these a light rinse, but don't overwash them. Just 1 rinse is perfect. After draining, pour back into your bowl and covered with filtered water. You want the water to be cloudy like this. Fun fact, there are natural bacteria and yeast on the surface of the rice and lentils that will feed on this cloudy, starchy water, so that's why we don't want to overwash it. And make sure you pour enough water over the grains so the grains can expand, because they will about double in size. Now cover with a cloth and set in an area to soak for 4 to 8 hours. I just usually soak them overnight before bed. Okay, it's been 8 hours, so let's go check on our grains. As you can see, they have doubled in size and the water has a little bit of bubbles on it, which are signs of fermentation. Push the grains between your fingers to test how soft they are. If they break apart easily, then you're ready for the next step. Drain your grains and make sure to reserve the soaking liquid. This water has already started to produce wild yeast and bacteria that we will add back in to help ferment the batter. For the next step, you'll need a high-speed blender or a food processor. Add your grains to the blender and pour in enough of the soaking liquid to just barely cover the grains. This is the perfect level right here. If you add too much, your batter will be runny and no fluffy doses for you. Now blend for about 1 to 2 minutes until you reach a pancake batter consistency. Now this is what the batter should look like when it's all finished blending. It's super thick and silky smooth. There will be a little bit of grit in the batter, but this is normal and totally fine. These little gritty grains will soften during fermentation. I'm using 2 mason jars to ferment my batter, but you can use any container you want. Just make sure you only fill them half full because the batter will double in size during fermentation. Cover them with a breathable cloth or loose-fitting lid and set them in an area where they can ferment for 80 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 16 hours. After making hundreds of these, I've narrowed down 2 of my favorite ways to keep these warm. The first is called a sous vide machine. It's pretty much like a warm bath for your batter, which keeps it at a consistent temperature for a long period of time. You just need to fill a large vessel with water and attach to your sous vide machine so it can reach down to heat the water. Add your batter and let it take a cozy 80-degree bath for the next 12 hours. The next method is a heating mat. This is actually a seed sprouting mat that gets around 85 to 90 degrees. You just wrap it tightly around the jar and it will keep this at the perfect fermenting temperature for a long period of time. Now set aside your batter to ferment for the next 12 hours. Okay, it's early the next day and I'm going to check on my batter. And yes, it's definitely fermented. And as you can see, both of these heating methods work to ferment the batter. And it's good we left the extra space because they definitely doubled in size. And just a reminder what these look like just 12 hours ago. The batter thickens up quite a bit during fermentation, so pour in a little bit of filtered water to get it back to its pancake batter consistency. You can also add salt or sugar at this point to make this either sweet or savory, whichever direction you want to go. Now pour about a ½ cup of batter into a nonstick skillet on medium-high heat. Using a flat bottom of a measuring cup, start in the center and make slow circular motions outward to spread it evenly across the surface of the pan. This is optional, but sprinkle some butter or oil for added flavor and add any spice you'd like. Cook on one side for just 3 minutes or until golden brown, and then flip, cooking the other side for just 1 more minute longer. And there you go, that's it. You now have a delicious, healthy lentil flatbread. I recommend you cook the entire batch because you will not be able to stop eating these. These fermented flatbreads are so incredibly healthy, full of protein, vegan, and gluten-free. You can stuff them full of anything you want, eat them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. As you can see, they are so easy and just require 3 ingredients. Okay, now I gotta go stuff my face full of these things. Bye!